The President of the European Commission received Dr. Edmund Stoiber on Tuesday, the chairman of the high-level group on administrative burdens. Mr. Stoiber handed over the group's report on best practice in member states to implement EU law in the least burdensome way for enterprises. The report lists 74 best practice examples, including initiatives on e-government and direct stakeholder involvement and cross-border initiatives. The Stoiber Group assists the Commission in its efforts to reduce administrative burdens for enterprises. Since 2007, the Commission has already proposed reduction measures amounting to more than €40 billion. At a joint press briefing, President Barroso praised the group's work to improve the business environment in Europe and to help create growth and jobs. He also announced the prolongation of the group's mandate until 2014. At the same press briefing, President Barroso welcomed the agreement on the second financial assistance programme for Greece, which was reached in the Eurogroup late on Monday.
Together with the agreement reached with the private sector for a bond exchange offer, in which I am very confident a high number of private sector bondholders will participate, this overall package opens the way for Greece to construct a new and more sustainable economy, better able to generate growth and jobs. It also closes the door to a scenario of an uncontrolled default with all its grave economic and social implications. It is a welcome signal that our common goal is for a stable and prosperous Greece with a secure future in the euro. We are committed to the future of the euro. We are completely committed to the future of our union.
A few hours later, ahead of a major international conference on the future of Somalia on the 23rd and 24th of February in London, José Manuel Barroso met the Somali Prime Minister of the Transitional Federal Government, Abdi Weli Mohamed Ali. The President of the Commission reaffirmed to the Somali Prime Minister the European commitment to continue assisting Somalia to restore peace and stability.
The European Union is already doing a lot and is at the forefront of the support to Somalia and its people. Let me recall that we are the lead donor with €415 million allocated for 2008-2013, funding activities on governance, education and economic development. We are also the first humanitarian actor in the region. We showed it again by our swift reaction to provide an ongoing emergency support when the famine struck Somalia over the summer. Today we understand there is a need for an increased number of troops to help secure the country. Ahead of the London conference, I'm happy to say that the European Union stands ready to mobilize additional resources to enable an increase of the number of troops pending a decision of the United Nations Security Council. Our effort will be substantial, but will only cover part of the increased needs. So I call on the other donors and international communities to step up their assistance. I've also told the Prime Minister that our continued support and engagement must be met with improvements in the political front. I really want to encourage the Prime Minister to continue on the very courageous path he has chosen. As he said to me in a very convincing way, this is, of course, the very interest of the Somalis themselves. And he said he is really committed to this path. It is important that Somali political actors also make progress in the roadmap for political and constitutional transition so that Somalia can enjoy a stable political framework conducive to the stabilization of the country. I want to thank you, Prime Minister, for all the elements you gave to me about your plans and how you see the transition in the future, namely the idea to end this transition phase by August. Any long-term solution will have to come from within and involve the Somalis themselves. The mission of the international community, including, of course, Europe, is to assist you in this endeavor.
President Barroso called on other donors and the international community to step up their assistance. On Wednesday, ahead of the first Cypriot presidency of the European Union, José Manuel Barroso received Dimitris Christofias, the President of Cyprus. They mainly discussed the European agenda and the economic situation in Cyprus and in the European Union, before holding a joint meeting with the College of Commissioners. At the following press point, President Barroso underlined that the priority in the coming year would be to strengthen the potential for growth and competitiveness in Europe. He also said that if everything goes right, during the Cypriot presidency, the EU would conclude negotiations on the multi-annual financial framework 2014 to 2020. The two leaders also discussed the settlement process in Cyprus and relations with Turkey.
President Christofias knows my position well. I fully support the United Nations process and the need for both sides to make steps forward. It is, of course, important not to let the sands of history slip through our hands. It's a difficult, very challenging process, but I always encourage different parties to remain committed to that project. And I also made it clear that the European Union, not only the Commission, will support Cyprus as a member of our Union in its role as presidency of the Council.
Cyprus will be holding the 6-month presidency of the European Union from July the 1st to the end of this year. Visiting Hamburg on Friday, President Barroso was the guest of honour at the Matiai Mahl, a traditional dinner dating back to the Middle Ages and organised by the Senate of Hamburg. He gave the speech A Stronger Europe in Stormy Times, in which he praised the merits of Hamburg and pointed at Europe's response to the crisis and Germany's role in it. He expressed his firm belief that with a strong strategy and a clear vision, Europe will be, in the future, even stronger than it is today. President Barroso also met the first mayor of Hamburg, Olaf Scholz, and visited the construction site of the Elbphilharmonie, which is to become Europe's biggest concert hall. At Bucerius Law School, he gave another speech entitled The EU on its way to a political and economic union, and discussed with law students.
Democracy, solidarity, social justice.